This document, authored by a certain Akin Fakbohunda, has become a subject of political debate both online and offline among Nigerians. It proposes a dramatic governance shift anchored on a fresh constitution that will replace the existing 1999 Nigerian constitution as amended. But the proposals contained in it are not totally new. They have been debated repeatedly in both formal and informal fora, constitutional review committees, academic debates, as well as research papers. Proponents have always argued that the current constitution was not created with the input of the entire people of Nigeria, but by the military, and that the 1963 Republican Constitution, which entrenched the regional system, truly reflected the will of the people. That constitution was abolished when the military force struck in 1966. Historically, however, the concept of regionalism was first introduced in Nigeria under the colonial administration of Sir Arthur Richards in 1946. At independence in 1960, Nigeria operated 3 regions: the northern, eastern, and western regions, each headed by a premier. The government was formed under a constitution that provided for a parliamentary system, with each of the 3 regions given powers to control a substantial measure of their resources.
Nigeria is blessed with resources, water resources, mineral resources, and human capital. Anywhere you turn, there is no state in Nigeria that cannot feed herself. But what do we have? Because every state depends on the federal allocation. The states have gone to sleep, waiting for money to come. Many of the governors today, before when they were campaigning, many of them cannot tell you their program, how they will generate IGR for the state. And then because there is money coming every month, we have left resources on top. I dare say, sir, if we are operating regional government, some part of Nigeria would have gone far. That would put a burden on others to wake up.
In October 1963, the Midwest region was created, making it the 4th region in the country. The control of resources by these regional governments provided for a healthy competition and sound economic policies, which significantly boosted Nigeria's economic growth.
The purpose of this press conference is to enlighten the public on the last Accra meeting of military leaders.
But in 1967, Nigeria ditched the regional governance system when the Yakubu Gowon military administration created 12 states from the existing 4 regions. The 12 states were further subdivided into the current 36-state structure. But with the country still grappling with serious administrative challenges, conversations have continued to gravitate towards the pre-1967 system. Critics see the existing 36-state structure as wasteful and unsustainable.
The current structure is faulty. It favors a particular section, and that's why we need a new structure that will give every section a sense of belonging, that encourage competition, that will encourage entrepreneurship, that will look at natural resources we have in Nigeria today, that they remain dormant. It's only oil. And the tragedy is that that oil, because of bogus federalism we practice, and because of issue of federal character and quota system, it encourages incompetent people to be put in strategic positions.
The cost of running governance is also quite heavy at the center, with the presidency accumulating a huge office paraphernalia and a 469-member National Assembly sucking away huge funds each year. This is why the calls for restructuring the country have continued to echo.
We are no longer doing what was done. At that time, it was physical responsibility that led to this. You allowed people raise their money, spend the money, and give something to the federal. This time, the federal takes everything and says, come at every end of the month, go back. So that competition is no longer there. It's like baby feeding people. So people with that type of nostalgia can do that. And that is why I'm saying, instead of just looking at it, oh, the good old days, let's go back to them. We have gone beyond that. Certain realities have come in. We have created state. Is it going to be easy to just say, let's go back to regions? It may not be easy. So that's why I'm saying, why not come together and agree on what we want to do? Some people are talking of geopolitical zones. So why can't we even say, okay, geopolitical zones, but let them operate like the regions were operating? Because we may not have the regions no longer. It may not be feasible.
In the build-up to the 2023 presidential election, the eventual winner, President Bola Tinubu, a renowned federalist, promised to restructure Nigeria. A commitment he made recently at a meeting with Afenifere leaders in Abuja. Perhaps that is why this draft bill is gaining a lot of traction. Although both chambers of the National Assembly have denied sponsoring this piece of legislation, skeptics believe it is a test kite in the waters of public opinion. Whether this kite will fly, it's only a matter of time. Uduimoh, AIT News, Abuja.